But what is the risk about doing a notch like that? The risk is that if it's not accurate, we could have problems with the construction aspect, because what's up guys, this is Advil from WolfSteel Buildings, and here we're going to be looking at a 40 by 60 by 16, and this building was built a month ago, so the customer's already been doing some work. If you notice, you know, they're doing some concrete work, and it's a really nice home as well, out here in Austin, Texas. Let's go ahead and check out this build. Notice here the 40 wide is always going to be the gable part. So if we do wide, we're talking where the pitch is. So it's 40 wide this way, and then it's okay, 60 long. And all the lighting he did do himself at a later date. So that is something that looks really nice on this building. Something that you can do as you build onto your build. And we're going to take a look at it because it's been a month already. So the customer has already done a couple of work. So let's get into more details. So if you notice, the overhang on this build is about 6 inches for trim, and then the paneling coming out a little bit more, about 3 to 4 inches. And then as well on here, there's no overhang on the front, or in this case it's the side, but on the width we can do to have 6 inches. It's a matter of preference. If you notice, the customer already ran its electricity. It's looking very sharp. This is a wainscot, so it's got the two-tone, which color black, and I believe that is sandstone. I'll verify, I'll put all the details of this build in the description, so be on the lookout for that if you want to know the exact colors that we have here. I want to talk about the concrete, okay? This concrete was built really well. Something that I highly recommend when it comes down to concrete. Okay, let's take a look at this. So when you don't have a specific notch, or at least a slope on the edges of the build, what tends to happen is all that rain that comes in will can go in the bottom. So the way this is built is just phenomenal, and let's take a look at why. So if you notice, there's about 1.5 inches drop right here, and that prevents all the water from dropping. So the water, if you notice right here, is kind of wet. This is where the water has been dropping, but it won't go back in, and it's built that way all the way around. So if you notice, the panel is falling on the outside of that notch, and that's what makes this a phenomenal concrete that was built for this. Okay, this is how I recommend it, and we will be recommending this, especially if you have a vertical building, but it's highly recommended for all of them. Very well built concrete. The only risk that happens when you do a notch like this is that if it's not on point, you know, the building itself, when it comes at a later date. So we have to allow minimum 7 days to cure, but really recommended is almost 28 days, but a minimum 7 days. It just depends on the mix and everything. But the building comes at a later date. So because of that, that build is already coming 40 by 60 exactly. If the concrete is not squared, we're gonna have some problems, and we got to fix that. You know, so that is something that only good concrete guys can do a really good job about that. They did it phenomenal. It looks really good, really accurate. So now we're at the side. Let's take a look at this. So the customer did stay with regular screws. I will recommend something that I'm a huge believer in when it comes down to metal buildings is to have color matching screws. It really makes a difference. And every build that we quote for you, it will be included there, but you have the option to remove it. Let's go in the inside. Let's check it out. Customer's doing some great, awesome things in here. Already running 2-inch spray foam. Keep the building cool. Look at those fans. They look phenomenal. It's going to keep the building very running cool. Also, the customer already ran its lighting. Let's look at some of the conduit work that you can do. That's just to give you an idea how you can run your conduits right along all the tubing. It's definitely doable. This is the most common way, and it looks really clean and really sharp. So I highly recommend you to do it your conduits that way. This is how you can also create like a loft. Check this out. Typically not recommended that you hang it off from the studs on the walls. It's more to start it from the bottom and up. So here you can technically create a loft with wood, and he got it pretty well organized. Our buildings are certified for 35 PSF and 90 miles per hour or 140 certification depending on where you're located. Especially like if you're in the Houston area or Galveston area where it's really the hurricanes, you want to be under 140. So let's take a look at these commercial roll-up doors. These are the chain hoisted commercial roll-up doors. They open from the inside only. If you can see, we got the chain. And so that is the only way you can open them. You have to have a walk-in door if you're gonna get chain hosted, because you can't open them from the outside. So we must have a walk-in door so you can come in and be able to open these doors, okay?